up at 8 a.m. and walked in on a celebration. Bill's people were talking about a success they had with a new product.
Now, you guys, this new fabric is insulated up to 50 degrees below zero. It comes in 5 different color options and 8 different sizes. Customers are already telling us that it's perfect for every kind of outdoor activity because you know what? It really does keep you warm and dry even in the worst of conditions. Now, customers are definitely going to be asking for this. So we've decided to move the display to the front of the store over there. Now, here's how I want you to present it to the customers.
This is great. She has so much passion. Is it always like this?
Well, we make it a point to celebrate something every month, to build a sense of purpose and camaraderie. Mostly, though, we're just explaining how this product works so that everyone's on the same page. Any one of us could present it to the customer, and that's extremely important. No lost opportunities because some employee doesn't know what's going on.
Interesting. At my company, a day doesn't go by without me hearing a chorus of employees saying that they don't know why they're doing something or that no one ever told me of a new process or whatever.
Right. Well, we try everything possible not to let someone play dumb.
The tone of the meeting changed when Janice stood up. Janice was the sales VP. Joe recognized her from meetings they had been in together.
Next, I'd like to share a disturbing situation that we all need to be made aware of. As you may or may not know, we have a new competitor down the road. I'd like to discuss how they're selling against us and how we can make sure they don't hurt our business.
Janice discussed in detail the competitor, their strengths and weaknesses, their recent success against Bill's store, and how Bill's store could withstand the competition and ultimately win. The employees were somber, but immersed.
Bill, up until now, this meeting has been an upper. But I have to tell you, this talk is pretty depressing.
Yeah, it's depressing, but our employees have to hear this from us first. It's all part of being a team. Everyone knows the score. You know, we're a small company. Anyone here can make an impact. You never know which employee might be approached by that competitor or which employee might figure out the best way to beat that competitor.
The next person to give a report was Bill's CFO.
Okay, guys, here are numbers from last month. What do you guys think?
Why is our profit less this quarter when we made more sales than last quarter?
Good question. We had several warehouse errors that cost us dearly. We ordered our rain ponchos too late and had to send many of them back. Plus, we did sell more, but we discounted our prices more than we have in the previous quarter.
So you're saying we need to hold as firm as possible in our pricing in order to make our profit, right? Well, Janice, we need to hold firm on our pricing, but we all need to realize that we can play a role in this. Hey, let's be proactive, call up our key customers, and find out what they'd like to see from us next year. That way, they'll stay here and shop with us rather than going to the competitor.
All of these ideas, and the ones mentioned last month, can help. We all play a role. Now for the fun part. I'm going to hand out your profit-sharing checks.
This is amazing. You guys actually share your profit numbers?
Sure do.
Well, aren't you afraid the employees will know too much? That they'll think you're making too much money?
No, I'm afraid of just the opposite. I wanted to share our profit for years, but I had the same fear you mentioned until one day I polled my employees. I asked each one of them individually just how much they thought it cost, on average, to keep our doors open every month. Not one of them even came close to the number. Most were at least 50 to 75% too low. The final straw came when I asked my most senior employee, and he gave me a number that was less than I paid him a month. I knew I had a major problem.
Well, what was your major problem? That the employees didn't appreciate how much it took to run a business?
Well, yeah, that was a problem, but the biggie hit me like a sledgehammer. If they thought it cost so little to keep our doors open, then where did they think the money was going? It dawned on me that they must have thought I was making about 80% profit. No wonder they weren't motivated to make us more profitable.
At our company, we're afraid to give too much information that the employees won't want to know or that they'll think we're making too much money. Obviously, they must think we're making far more than we are. and it's probably my fault.
The meeting ended, but a few employees stayed behind to talk to Bill.
Hey, Bill, we have got to do something about our hat supplier.
Okay, everybody, what do we do?
Joe watched as Bill and his employees tossed ideas back and forth. Bill allowed any thoughts to be considered. After 20 minutes, they had reached a decision. The employees were elated.
Now, this idea may be outside the box, Bill, but you'll support us, right?
Sure will. Do it.
You actually let them make a decision there, didn't you? At our company, it would have taken months to come to consensus. You did it in an informal meeting in 20 minutes. That's why I had to see what's going on here. You guys have no fear.
No. We have fear. It's just a different fear than you have. Large corporations like yours are afraid to make decisions quickly, thinking they'll be too rash. They're afraid of political consequences. Now, I have fear, okay? I'm afraid that if we don't act immediately, we'll lose opportunities.
Well, Bill, you sure do seem to have it all figured out.
Well, I don't know if I have it all figured out or not, but I sure do sleep better at night. How are you sleeping these days?
Oh, I've been sleeping like a baby. I wake up about every 3 hours crying and screaming. Do you guys think it's really possible for my company to have the same sense of urgency and passion that Bill's company has?
After Act 2, participants were asked their impressions of Bill's store and to identify how he empowered his store staff to be engaged, enthusiastic, and effective. At this time, another simulation scenario was presented. Again, it was set 3 years in the future, but this time it was far more positive in outcome. A tremendously successful company experiencing expansion and market success. Participants worked in teams to create the blueprint for that success and shared those findings, as well as their emotional response to the scenario. After first facing their fears, they now saw what they were capable of accomplishing together. Then, it was time for the final act of the corporate entrepreneur.